ladies and gentlemen, this is totally confused government. They are having these behaviors of having these roadside declarations. Just the other day, William Ruto himself came out bragging before the congregants in church, saying that God has blessed Kenya, that we are no longer going to have El Nino because of the report that he was given. In fact, he came out saying that before the church, that God had blessed Kenya, and so through the prayers and the announcement that we had that there was going to be El Nino, we were not going to have El Nino. And this roadside declaration made Kenyans to come out and forget about the El Nino. The preparation that was on in different counties across the Republic of Kenya, you saw different governors coming out, relaxing on those preparations. And this is whatever William Ruto said. For me, when William Ruto came out declaring that, I asked myself a simple question. Was William Ruto briefed towards the issue of El Nino? But after his declaration, El Nino came with a storm, and you saw it starting in Mombasa County. It was so shameful as a whole president to come out and declare without any communication from these authorities that are so concerned with the weather forecasting, saying that there shall be no El Nino. But now what we are experiencing is totally El Nino. People are being killed. People are losing their homes. And the same thing, earlier on, the president came out saying there will be no El Nino. So people never came out taking that seriousness. Then they never came out preparing. After that, when we noticed that there was El Nino in Mombasa, where we started seeing that kind of problem. Now, again, a roadside declaration by Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua came out saying that because of the El Nino has already hit several counties, that the national government had already disbursed 10 billion Kenya shillings for this disaster. Immediately, Anne Waiguru, together with governors across the Republic of Kenya, they came out converging and having a press conference. What they said was that they had never received 10 billion Kenya shillings from the National Treasury. That the statement of Rigathi Gachagua was just totally shameless and was not having basis of argument. So Rigathi Gachagua came out lying to Kenyans and also the governors. So when you look at this regime, we're having a government that is having too much declaration, or rather too much roadside declarations. Now today, I was shocked as Ruto came out declaring El Nino as national disaster. And this is whatever William Ruto said.
In an emergency situation in Kenya, many roads across the country, especially in the northern part of Kenya, have been washed away. There are trucks stuck everywhere with food, medicines, fuel that is now unable to reach the destinations in various parts of the country, especially in northern Kenya. Unfortunately, we have lost 70 people across Kenya because of these rains, and about 36,160 households have been displaced so far. The meteorological department tell us that these rains will continue, and therefore we need to prepare ourselves for the emergency situation that is going to ensue as a result, and taking into account the situation in the country now to do with our roads, the food situation, the water situation, the medicine.
For me, when I saw William Ruto declaring El Nino as national disaster, I realized and I remember what William Ruto said in the church. William Ruto said that because God had blessed Kenya, we are not going to have El Nino. And because he had communication from the weather-focused team, he was assured that there was no El Nino going to hit Kenya. Now, I want to ask you a simple question. It is a shocking sadness. We are having a government that is not having even shame, as confused they are, coming out, having press briefing. William Ruto has not come out to apologize to Kenyans. He must apologize because what he did was contrary to someone who is leading this country. I've realized also in this government, you'll see that several government officials, they always have roadside declarations. Without even consultation, they always have their declarations. So as father is leading the roadside declaration, also the children will follow the same path. So as William Ruto is having the roadside declaration, you want to tell me that Rigathi Gachagua will not have roadside declarations? You just tell me the reality. Tell me the reality. Will Rigathi Gachagua stop having these roadside declarations? And in fact, these are lies. Something that also is shocking is that when this press briefing from State House came out, Rigathi Gachagua, I think, is not in the country. I don't know. He's where, in which country? Guinea. Is it Guinea-Bissau or what? Rigathi Gachagua is anajienjoy huko. He's enjoying himself, having exercises, na kutembea na kufanya zoezi huko, At the same time, he came out lying to Kenyans. So we are having a government that is full of hypocrisy, full of shame, and even they don't recognize themselves as people who are leading this country. So for me, this is so much sadness that is inner side of Kenyans, as they are realizing that it is totally shameful for government led by the president himself leading lies and also roadside hypocrisy and declaration, while at the same time they're trying to cleanse themselves so that they can be seen as people who are caring about Kenyans. Because when you look at this time, when this El Nino hit Kenya, it started in Mombasa. No one came out speaking about this. No one came out speaking about this. Immediately, we saw a government official coming out to speak about that. Was Rigathi Gachagua. Na Rigathi naye kuja na propaganda zake na kusema nini? Tumetoa bilioni 10 kuhakikisha kwamba hii shida hatuendi kushuhudia tena, kwa sababu watu wanakosa chakula, watu wanapigwa na baridi, magonjwa, na kwa sababu sisi pia tunataka tuwasaidie nyinyi kama county, we have released 10 billion Kenya shillings. So for me, I know something that is very crucial with the understanding of Rigathi Gachagua. He wants to play a kind of politics that now he can take control. He can govern the country. But the country cannot be governed like that. A country is being governed with some people who understands how to actualize some issues. Like, for example, like El Nino disaster. As we speak, when you look at the number that was declared that have lost their lives, 70 of them. Then government is waiting for Kenyans to lose their lives. Then after losing their lives, then they are seeing like now it is important for us to come out and declare this as national disaster. When did this El Nino started? Just about 1 week ago. These people came out assuming that everything is good. It took even some governors coming out kuingia kwa county coffers, withdraw money, kusaidia watu. And that is why in Mombasa, you saw Abdul Somad Sharif, the governor of Mombasa, coming out to say, and even immediately, he came out having press conference and saying that because the government had not released their funds or the national fund, they will come out and assist Kenyans with what they have in their account as the county government. Then immediately, Rigathi Gachagua came out starting hitting the governor of Mombasa. So I think for me, this government must style up because the direction and the trajectory they're having, it is so and totally shameful. And if this is not going to be corrected, then we are going to have problem after problem. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section